Okay, so The Last of Us Season 2 starring Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey, Isabella Merced, and hey guys, listen, I don't want to beat around the bush too much. This was not a good season of television. They were adapting arguably one of the most divisive video games ever created, and they had the chance to fix and rectify some of the issues that were in the original game. And while they fixed those issues, some of them, they created even worse ones. I don't want to seem like a negative Nelly out here. I did like some of the stuff I saw in the show, and I tried to see some good stuff in everything I don't like. This, though, was a rough watch. Let's start with the good stuff, alright? Like I love the production design, the production value of this show was through the roof. The recreation of the sets from the game, the attention to detail, it was a one-to-one recreation. It was perfection. The visual effects were great. I loved the detail on the clickers, on the infected, on the bloater we got this season. It was pretty great. And I really liked some performances in this show. And that's about it. That's about all the good stuff I got for it. I gotta dive into the bad stuff now. Now, obviously, first things first, it's been everywhere. Everyone's talking about Bella Ramsey as Ellie. Now, I'm not about to bash her for her looks. I think that's really low and it's just mean, just, getting anywhere with that. And even though I believe that she was miscast as Ellie, because she was, I don't think she's got the gravitas or the performance power to carry a show as Ellie. I believe the writing is the biggest assassin here. I think it's the biggest problem concerning Ellie, because Bella Ramsey is just doing the best she can with what she's got. Although you could argue they're writing Ellie to accommodate Bella Ramsey's performance, because it could very well happen. But I think the writing is just making her look like a brat and just very, very immature. Not at all as she was in the video game. In the video game, she was driven by revenge, and you could feel the rage, you could feel her anger pouring through the screen. And this I didn't buy her revenge quest. I didn't buy it at all. Her relationship with Dina felt so forced and fake, and I just didn't buy it. There's something about it that it doesn't work. Partly because of the performances and partly because of the writing is so cheesy, so corny. I just didn't like their relationship. It just didn't work for me. Now, I feel there are some people criticizing this show without the nuance or going deeper into the real problems with it, and they're creating this very toxic environment, and they're not making the people that are actually criticizing the issues with the show, they're not making the people criticizing the show look very good. But yeah, I believe you could, like people saying Kaylee Spaney, I believe Kaylee Spaney would have been a way better Ellie. She has the look, she has the acting power, but I believe you could have put anyone on that role, and with this writing behind it, it would have felt the same. It would have felt off, it would have felt cheap, it would have felt bad. It would have felt wrong. The thing with the TV show is, I'm going to talk about Joel's death. Now, the thing with the TV show is that it's not a video game. So people, when you put something in a video game that you know is going to piss people off, you already made them buy the video game. So you already got their money, you already got their attention, they might as well play through it, they already got it. But with a TV show, when you kill somebody that's so essential to why people is watching, they don't need to keep watching anymore. Because, it's a show. So yeah, I think Joel's death, even though it's warranted for the story, they gotta push the story forward, I think it was already something that I saw coming, that people were gonna drop off the show. And the very nature of the narrative of The Last of Us Part 2 is so cinematic. It's so it feels like a movie. So when I watch this, I feel like I'm seeing people imitating what I've already seen, but worse. It doesn't feel genuine to the story. It doesn't feel like real people. The video game characters render looked more real than, like, the emotions in their faces look more real than the actors playing. It's really uncanny. It's really weird to see a fake render of a character have more emotion than a real human being. It's unbelievable. Let's talk about that cliffhanger, because there's something that it's really weird. They made so many weird choices with this cliffhanger, because Ellie, at this point in the story, you're supposed to believe she's already done with her revenge quest. She's not down to go after Abby anymore. She's going back to Jackson. She's not gonna go after Abby. Whatever, she's dropped it. She's supposed to be blinded by revenge. So this version of Ellie would never, ever, ever in a million, thousand, trillion years go to California in the next season. She would never do it. She would never go after Abby after this. It's all so strange. And I believe it comes from a fundamental misunderstanding of Ellie's character, of her story, of what she feels, of what she is. They just completely turned that character around. She's not Ellie anymore. She might as well be an entirely different character. You got her acting like a goofy goober, and the next scene you have her beating someone to death with a pipe. It doesn't match. It doesn't feel like there's a natural transition there. It feels off. Another thing that threw me off this season was the spores. They're back now, and they were back for like one scene because they had to be back for that one scene to work. And I promise you, they're not gonna bring them back next season. They're not coming back. What bothers me about the spores coming back is that, alright, you made the decision to not bring the spores into the show because, let's face it, Pedro Pascal didn't want to wear a mask because he was already wearing one in The Mandalorian. He wanted to show his face. Understandable. You made that change. Cool. Now Pedro's gone and you're bringing the spores back? What is your deal? All I'm saying is, you're gonna make a creative decision like that, stick to it. You didn't bring the spores. Now, like, it comes across as cheap. It's cheap writing. And I promise you, they're not gonna bring those spores back next season, because they did that with the patches of fungus on the ground. They barely used them. The spores are not coming back. This show is so frustrating to watch. I'm trying to understand the decision making. I would love to have been a fly on the wall to see the writers in the room discuss these things and how they got to these conclusions, because it seriously makes zero sense to me. Anyways, if you want to get the real Last of Us Part 2 story, just play the game. You won't have to wait 2 years to Season 3 to complete the story. I promise you, it's a better experience, more consistent characters throughout, and it's just, I promise you, you're going to like it more than this, which is insane because I was opposed to the Last of Us 2 Part 2 video game story, and this makes me appreciate the game way more. Way more. Just more consistent throughout. Even though I don't like the ending, I don't like some of the decisions they made in that video game, I appreciate it now for what it is, and I think maybe that's the point of this show, to make you like the game. I don't know. It's baffling. I'm out of words. That's it for today, guys. I guess those are my thoughts on The Last of Us Part 2. I didn't like it. There was some good stuff in it, but it's not something I would keep watching, honestly, especially after that dumbass cliffhanger. Waiting 2 more years for Abby's story, which I must admit, Caitlin Dever is really good as Abby. I'm not interested in watching a whole season about Abby. Sorry. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. I'll catch you guys later. Remember to like and subscribe for more content like this. Peace.